It's very important to fund research because it gives us hope. Because the hardest thing for parents of cancer warriors is hearing a doctor say, we're running out of options to treat your kid.
I feel like you're watching life go by and people do their thing on a day-to-day basis. And I want people to have hope that there are treatments that will be easier on kids as far as therapies that won't cause the amount of things that they have to go through.
So at CancerFree KIDS, our founder, Ellen and Sam Flannery, it really started with their daughter who was diagnosed with cancer in both eyes at just 5 months old. And through their battle and their journey, they discovered the disparities that exist for childhood cancer patients and the lack of treatment options. And they really wanted to give back and make a difference. Through working with the leaders at Cincinnati Children's, she asked the question, where can I fundraise and where can we put these dollars to have the greatest impact? And it was really at their direction that said, we need funds to try new ideas. There are no funds out there. Most of the therapies that are out there are decades old. Despite the advancements in adult cancer care, we just haven't seen those get to the pediatric side yet. Our process is we fund literally new idea awards and a follow-on grant to that for the Accelerator Awards of the Most Promising New Idea Awards to get those off of the ground so that they can have the opportunity to make progress and move on to get to the bedside for these kids who need them the most. We are incredibly proud to be the leading funder of early-stage pediatric cancer research at both Cincinnati Children's Hospital and Nationwide Children's Hospital, two of the top hospitals in the entire world.
What the CancerFree KIDS grants give us is opportunities to roll the dice on some ideas that are not really well tested and vetted yet, that are good ideas, but need some work before we figure out whether they've got wheels or not.
And so these are some of these high risk, potentially high reward ideas that funding through CancerFree KIDS helps to move it forward and allows us to determine whether there's a path forward eventually to a therapy, informing clinical care, improving treatment outcomes.
And so what the research that we're funding not only allows us to bet on new ideas, but it allows these docs to really investigate the new therapies that are out there, like gene and cell therapy, like proton radiation, and these new technologies that exist that didn't exist decades ago, but it still needs research to be safe enough to give to these kids.
What's really cool about it is it's working. And my perspective is if I can be part of just one of those, right? We're a major donor to get something started that, a drug gets approved 15 years later, that drug is approved 15 years later for every kid, everywhere in the world, forever, right? That could be the most important thing that we do, right? Versus all this other packaging machinery stuff. That's really cool.
We're so proud because of the support that we've received. We've invested over $12.5 million in pediatric cancer research, which has led to over $124 million in follow-on funding. That funding has fueled 26 clinical trials, 66 patents, 376 publications, 4 startup companies, and 2 FDA-approved drugs. We are so incredibly honored at CancerFree KIDS that the community comes and supports our organization to ultimately give hope to these families that are going through grueling treatment options, and it allows them to have not only a space that they can see advancement and future for their own child, but they can see the people around them that are rallying for their child and for them as a family to help get them through this journey. And we literally could not do it without the community that comes and supports us.